Being a soldier, being a musician, and being able to blow things up. Sound good? Stay tuned. Great to see everyone again. Feels like ages ago since I last published. I've been out of the office this week with the sort of team, and we've been in a different location, so that's down to the reason of not publishing on a normal Thursday night. If you're new, welcome. My name's Luke. I'm a serving soldier, so welcome to the channel. Consider subscribing and smash that bell icon, and that will keep you up to date on future content. So then, this week's episode is numero 2 in my sort of small mini-series on infantry jobs. So 5 episodes, this is number 2, and what it's going to be about this week then is assault pioneers. And no, the initial clip was not clickbait. You're going to be the DEMS guy, the construction guy, the musician, all three. You're going to triple hat as a soldier within this platoon itself. So who are they then, the assault pioneer platoon? Like we sort of stated, it's basically, you could call them sort of the engineers within your own regiment, your infantry regiment / battalion. So everyone will have them throughout the infantry. They are sort of similar sort of size as a normal infantry platoon, and they'll sort of operate the sort of same. They'll have sort of officers who are completely in charge, and then you'll obviously have like your platoon sergeants and section commanders and whatnot, and they will all have their own sort of career progression and equivalent courses to promote them in the specific job they're in. So going to any of these specialist platoons that we'll cover in the series, it's not really going to, if you want to like go for a career in the infantry, it's not going to affect that where it's going to like stop you at a certain rank. You know, there's definitely, if you look at I always say to people, if you think of the infantry, it's like a spider's web, all these different sort of avenues you can go to, and it's up to you in which way you go, but you can always lead it and back into the top again if that's what you want to do. So went off on a tangent there. So they're a platoon, there's sections within that platoon, so what do they do? So like we're sort of saying about sort of explosive method of entry is obviously the sort of punchy part of it. They're going to be a lot more qualified in sort of explosives in what your normal infantry person's going to be qualified in. So that sort of stuff, if you'll see plenty of stuff on YouTube and videos and stuff where you'll see like a team go up to a doorway, plant some explosive on a doorway, blow it up, and then another team go assaulting through. 9 times out of 10, infantry wise, them initial people coming up, they'll be our assault pioneers, so they'll have all different forms of explosives. You'll go away on a course, if you do go that route, to go learn all these different shaped charges to use. You know, what type of charge goes through what door, if it's a wall, you know, is it a brick wall, is it compound, like Middle Eastern countries, mud, all these different sort of ways to set up charges to gain entry. So you're going to get qualified in that, and then you'll be able to do that and provide that service to your infantry regiment. So that's your sort of explosive method of entry, gaining into places. You're also going to be obstacle clearance as well. So whether that be you're going down to certain places, and just think of rioting in a city. You know, 90% of like next conflicts are going to be in an urban environment because, you know, as a population, a world population, we're crowded. So just think of barricades and stuff like that there you would think of in and around the city that might hinder the infantry units going through. If they're not on foot, and we've got the foxhounds or sort of light cav or all these different sort of mobile units within the infantry, you know, assault pioneers can go forward and use all their sort of skills and tactics to clear that way, so that you can get the vehicles and stuff through. That's everything to do with, if you're going to be in there a long period of time, they're going to clear supply routes, clear routes you can use for like medevac and all that sort of stuff. So that's your sort of obstacle crossings, and obstacle clearance. And then obviously the other thing then is construction and defence. So, you know, they will go on and get qualified more and get taught more by the engineers on construction of bases. So like your FOBs, forward operating bases. So like back in like you know, previous operational tours and stuff, I'm going to specifically Afghanistan because it's what I know. Whenever like platoons are moving into platoon houses, so these sort of Middle Eastern style compounds, you'd move in. Obviously that's not going to be you know, the defences need to be increased to make that defendable for you to be in there. So obviously we didn't have them then, but obviously now you're operating as a unit. You would have this section attached to you from the assault pioneers, who would have a lot more sort of knowledge about base defence, as in giving you the sort of options of different stuff to use. So whether that, if you have a chain of supply of trucks bringing you all this sort of stuff, that's fine. If you didn't have the full materials to construct any of this sort of stuff that they can go with, and they are, they have done courses and stuff too, so they know how to use, what I'm saying, like using the stuff materials around them. So if you're thinking about like booby traps and that sort of stuff, so if you think like Home Alone on steroids, that type of thing, it's all just these wee cunning little plans and stuff, where if you're going to defend something, they're the dudes who will make everything a lot more sort of cunning, defendable, and give you all these sort of other hints and tips and stuff that you might not think about, and just as your normal infantry dude. So qualifications and what you can receive if you go down that route. There's quite a lot, so like military sort of style, and so your plant operator. So what I mean by plant is sort of like the JCB digger. You'll obviously get your C license. Most infantry units, your infantry regiments, you're going to get your C license in it anyway. You're definitely going to get your B. Definitely going to get your C with us, because obviously the Foxhound platform is our main platform. You need a C, so you're already going to get that straight away. Now you're in that platoon, you have the other sort of added opportunity to get this sort of JCB license. And like I sort of said to you a wee while ago there about like trenches, all that sort of stuff, you're sort of like a construction. They're like think of them like your handymen. Within the regiments, like the tradesmen type thing. They're not going to be a fully qualified like joiner or electrician or whatnot, but they will have a sort of broad brush sort of skill set in construction and that sort of stuff. So plant, so you get your digger license out of it. Forklift as well. So this has obviously came strange to me. I was speaking to a couple of guys in to get when I was doing the research for it, as in the in-depth research, and you can actually get a small rib license. So what I mean by that is like your boat. So I'm not talking like the big sort of speed boats off the south of England or whatnot, but it's like your small sort of ribbed style boats. That's what I was on about earlier. Well, I was talking about infantry footbridges. So you need to cross that water. To do all that sort of, before you go into a conflict or a war zone and you're doing it in a training environment, you have to have different people qualified in different ways. It's all health and safety. We do it as well in the army, and we're not rogue. So you will need to have that sort of boat license to provide that sort of safety element while that bridge is being constructed and manoeuvred across whatever sort of water feature you need to get it through. So you've got that sort of avenue to approach for qualification that way. Excuse me. Also then, and if you're working anywhere near water and stuff, you need qualified divers as well. So there's also a route to go down that way if you really wanted to punch it and push through it that way. You could speak your chain of command and go down that route. You can really put yourself forward for that. Other sort of your stuff then is like heavy machinery. What I mean by that's like your chainsaws and all the sort of heavy sort of duty drilling equipment or construction equipment. I'm pretty sure, I'm happy to pretty sure anyone can go rent out a chainsaw and like crack on before anyone gets back to me and goes, yeah, why would you need a chainsaw qualification? But what I'm saying is, if you were to think, like, everyone's not in the army forever, so if you're building up all these qualifications and courses and whatnot, a future employer likes to see things on paper and awards, and they need to see that you've got this and you're not just coming in here sitting down in an interview and rhyming all this sort of stuff off you have. So I've heard of people going into stuff like tree surgery, all that sort of stuff. If they like working in the outdoors, this sort of route and these sort of qualifications is something you can transfer from there to it. And another thing as well, your own house. So if you own your own house and your own mortgage and you want to add value to it, you're getting all these sort of qualifications and experience working outside, doing construction and whatnot. So you could probably just start doing DIY stuff as well in your house. I'm not saying at all you could go and build a complete house by doing an Assault Pioneers course, but it's all that sort of handy stuff in and around the in around the house could help you out. And then obviously about the sort of explosive method of entry, all the DEMS and the explosive qualifications. Yes, there's not a lot of civilian jobs where you could go out to and go, yes, I hold this course, and they'll go, yes, we'll have you. But that's just sort of military side of it. And as you progress through your rank in that platoon, it qualifies you to work with more explosives and for you to run your own sort of course or go support infantry exercises and whatnot. So when you're not doing lives and you're not going on operations and you're providing that method of entry. You're also providing the bangs and whatnot to live firing exercises and stuff to add that realism to the other companies and stuff. So yeah, all good qualifications, and then like I said, with everything in the infantry and army, throughout the army, they're all completely free, and you're going to gain the qualification experience using the qualification with the sort of, you know, having a wage every month. So if you're not great at using these skills, you have that comfort of that wage, military wage, every month for you to consistently get better and better and better at as you're moving along your military career. So the other side of the platoon then, which was mentioned in one of the first sort of clips, was the musician part. That wasn't clickbait either, and that's Jen. So, excuse me. So I'm not sure what the crack is throughout the whole infantry and all the sort of different regiments, but I know in particular, so specific to my regiment, which is the Royal Irish Regiment, our Assault Pioneer platoon double up as our BP&D, so that's our bugles, pipes and drums. So our band, all infantry regiments will have their own sort of bands. Other bands are better than others, and I'll not be biased. Well, I am being biased, but I probably could be backed up by quite a lot of the community out there across the whole of YouTube and of the army. But the Royal Irish Band is pretty up there. I think the Jocks have got a really good band as well, but our band get out a lot, and we'll cover that in a bit. So bugles, pipes and drums, so it's our band. They will do all the sort of ceremonial stuff, any sort of big parades that we do, like welcome home parades from operations, or St. Patrick's Day every year, Remembrance Day, all the sort of big sort of ceremonial stuff we'll do as a regiment. The band will be with us and march with us and play the music for us. And BP&D, it sort of says it there in the tin, so it's bugles, pipes and drums. So you will, as well as doing one of these other skills in the Assault Pioneer platoon, whatever sort of role or position you play in that platoon will be up to what you put yourself forward to and what the chain of command in there think you're best set up for. Then the other one then is what instrument you're going to play. So the bugles are in Catrick, so you'll go to 6 months in Catrick, and they will take you through everything in the bugle. Like, I'm not a musician myself, but they'll take you through. So it's different courses and different structures, so you can actually increase them courses as you increase your military career as well. And you're also getting civilian musician qualifications out of them, so like MVQs and stuff as well. They go into depth about, I think the higher you go up as well, and it is teaching like how to write music and stuff and how to be a composer. And so obviously a lot of the ceremonial stuff as well, the different sort of marches and what not to do there. So the bugle then is 6 months in Catrick, and the pipes and the drums, so the band pipes and the drums are in Edinburgh, and that's also 2 6-month courses as well. So you'll go away, do that, so you'll qualify in Assault Pioneers, do whatever sort of military sort of skill set, choose whatever musical instrument you're going to do, go away to whatever place it is, Catrick or Edinburgh, study there, and from the people who've done it, they say it is absolutely amazing, especially the one in Edinburgh. So if you're going to go bagpipes or drums, you're going to go up into Edinburgh. Yes, you're in Edinburgh, you're in uniform, but it's a chilled out atmosphere. You're learning a musical instrument. Edinburgh is a capital city of Scotland, so there's plenty of nightlife to go out and stuff. It is a gleaming 6 months away from that sort of, especially if you spent a couple of years in the army already. So it's just taking you out of that sort of military bubble for a wee while, giving you a sort of different sort of pathway, a different skill set to concentrate on, and then jump back into the soldiering side as well. So it's a nice wee break to get away and do that sort of thing, and it's completely different. And if you're not really sort of aware of the sort of military, they obviously have the Edinburgh Tattoo annually, I think, where like all sort of army musicians just swarm on the Edinburgh. I'm not sure what time of year it is, but it is a massive big show, and people come from all over the world to watch that. So yeah, that's a biggie. So you'll do all that there, qualify, come back down to the platoon, and then you're doing soldiering and the musician part as well. So you need to be keeping top of your fitness. You need to keep on top of like your weapon systems. You now need to keep on top of like your DEM stuff, your construction side of things, all the sort of different special stuff, military side, and now you've got your musician stuff. Now your musician stuff as well, that now can become a little extra earner as well. So at the weekends and whatnot, I know for my personal wedding myself, he's not in anymore, but he was part of the band, and I got him to come to my wedding and play the bagpipes, and then threw him some money there. So there's others we like side earners you could use for that in your own time, because now you can play the instrument. Another thing is it's a skill set, playing, especially because you're ceremonial as well. Your uniform is a lot more different, so it's not the sort of camouflage stuff here. It's like your number ones, the kilts, all that sort of stuff, like really prime gleaming uniform. So quite a lot of people asked for the band or these musicians to come play at certain events. So as a person within the band, you're getting exposure to a totally, completely different world within the military in that ceremonial side. So you're going away to all these different events and stuff. Now this isn't specific to the Royal Irish Band, but I had a friend whenever I was in Catterick, he was part of Four Scots, and he was saying, so the regiment, the Scots, their band is not sort of one battalion, it's the whole regiment of Scotland, that one big band. You know, they've toured across America and stuff, and their bandpipes have played at Sting's birthday. I think it was Sting's birthday, so they were playing at an event over in America somewhere. Someone related to Sting or something that had seen it and liked it and asked for them then to, if they could come and play at the birthday party of Sting. So they went, all their kilts, full foot number ones, and the uniform they used, played it at his birthday. They then got invited backstage, and they were sitting drinking shots with like Rihanna and all these mad sort of celebrities. So definitely, if you're wanting to see a sort of different side of things, the BP&D isn't all so bad. There's a lot to do in there, a lot of different sort of roles you can go, and you're going to do a bit of travelling. Back to the Royal Irish side, there's guys that'll go to France every year to the Battle of the Somme memorials. There's guys who've been as far out east, Thailand, and a lot of other places far out from the UK. So you will do a lot of travelling, and it's not compulsory to do that. It's, you know, as much as you want. So if you want to smash everything you want and go as far afield as you can and take up all these opportunities, it's 100% there for you, and it's like a good way to go about it. So that's going to bring us to the end of this week's episode. A little bit shorter than the other ones, because they were like half an hour. Who wants to sit and watch me gob off for half an hour? So we've tried to keep it a bit shorter now. I will be back next Thursday, hopefully, but don't hold me to it in case anything else happens. But yeah, I'll see you again next Thursday. If you've made it this far, thanks for watching. Also, like, subscribe, give us a share if you know anyone who would benefit from this. Also then we've got the Facebook and Instagram pages, and I'll be putting a lot more still photographs and stuff up there. If you've ever got any questions, you know what, jump down to that comment section and get engaging. You know I'm straight back with you. If you don't want to do it publicly there and you want to go sort of direct sort of contact with me, jump onto my Instagram and the Facebook, and also just get amongst them comment sections, because there could be people there who've got similar questions, and engage with each other, whether that's you're about to go start training, or if you're in training and you're starting to think about what might I want to do when I sort of arrive to my battalion, whatever battalion it may be. So just remember about this one then, Assault Pioneers, Royal Irish musical band and the Assault Pioneers both together. Other infantry regiments might be different, their band will be a separate entity to their Assault Pioneers, but they will all have Assault Pioneers. So yeah, that's it. Another episode done, and I'll see you again next week.